What team am I doing again? This is purple team.
So are you also controlling the POV?
I'm sorry?
Are you also controlling the POV of the
Yeah, I'll
players?
be just doing like player POVs, I think.
Sorry, you said who's doing it?
I'll just be doing everything. Yeah, you
Oh,
just talk.
interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll do the play-by-play. You do the color. Do you want to like swap between games? By the way, how long is it? Is it like best of three or something?
I don't know.
All right, I guess we'll find out.
Okay. Hopefully this all works well.
Truly amazing, you guys, and that actually.
Can you try out clicking something in the game just to make sure I can hear the audio?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little quiet. Let me try to turn that up.
All right.
Is there a way to turn up like just your game audio on my end, or is it just like
Um,
everything?
you should be able to, I mean, you can increase the stream volume. I don't know uh if it's maxed out already or not.
Okay, I know. It was actually like half volume. Interesting.
Okay, okay, great.
Can you try clicking something now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, much better.
Okay, perfect.
So have you heard of the stream yet, or are you waiting until the game starts?
I started the stream, but
People are
there's like
hearing this.
there's like a 3 minute delay, so if anyone's watching, they'll be sitting around for a while.
Do you
Um,
have any viewers?
let me see. I have two viewers at the moment.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know who they are, but
Hello, viewers. Get ready for some hype commentating.
yeah, I assume they're people from the Overwatch club. So
So
all right, looks like things are getting started.
all right. Let's see who's it. I think Flaminator plays tank. Recognize him. Oh, this FPS is low. Is that just me?
In the stream,
Yeah. Try moving it around.
I'm afraid that'll just be you because
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
my
Yeah,
computer's
it's
getting
working
like
now.
okay. All right, so starting things off, looks like Purdue Overwatch is running Orisa. I don't know if that's I haven't paid attention to it. I do know that Malga is not super popular here, but the Soj is an interesting pick here. Going to get a lot of free rail charge off that Orisa, so they're going to be able to put a lot of pressure on that back line. And the Pharah, even despite the lack of a hit scan on RMB side. The Venture is also an interesting pick here on such an open map. It'll definitely be more useful on something like a Control Center, but I'm interested to see how they'll play this out.
Uh, looks like this MTP's gotten them on point early. Great start. They're playing defense. Um, Far is going to be pretty uncontested here if you can just avoid the Sojourn. I think you get a lot of value. But I don't know how they're going to burst that Maga down without any hard DPS. Maga goes in for a huge push. Damn, 2 kills already. Looks like they were not able to deny that Maga charge, and RMU takes the first point.
So Malga is able to
They
just
might
kind of
have-
run into the middle of the team and
Yeah,
go
they
most
swap up
largely
the
unpolished.
Symmetra to Sojourn, which is a good choice, I think.
And they go on to
Obviously also
the
smart.
Diana. So the Sojourn is going to get a lot of Veil charge here as well off that Malga. So it's going to be largely a Soj duel. when it comes to the DPS side of things. Purdue is rotating into white, and Maga is responding with a charge.
Yeah, Ursa's going in, trying to find something. Ara's shooting from the side. Ursa's low. They're gonna have to help her out. Maga's really low. No Suzu. Maga's one. Can they capitalize on it? Huge sleep. They're not able to. Yeah, I'm not sure about this Vara pick. I feel like it'll be hard to get a solo pick with her, and they need some help bursting down this Maga when he dives in. So, um,
Yeah, so
hoping to see a swap after all.
Purdue is running the Onokiri backline, which is a lot more fragile, and I think they want to get a lot more aggressive here. Uh, Even though Ana can get theoretically a lot of value with her anti-nades, even despite the Kiri, she'll need probably more follow-up.
Huge ult from Flaminator. Oh my god. They should be able to. Yeah, Army should just walk off point right now. Easy clean up. Nice job.
Okay, so Purdue was able to clean that fight up relatively cleanly, thanks to the off the back of that big barrage from Flaminator. But still, I do worry that they will have a bit of a lack of immediate follow-up off that big anti-nades, with a more pokey and just defensive tank picks, such as Orisa.
Yeah. Army's coming up on 5 ults, and Purdue with 3. They're gonna go in and use everything here. I don't know if Purdue will to defend. Let's see. Make sure we get that Maga. Almost half health. Focus that Maga. Definitely able to capitalize. Great job from Purdue. Really able to focus on the weak members there. And 3 ults gone from RMU, and Purdue is able to hold that with only using 2. So that's a great fight win for Purdue. It's a huge lead.
Yeah, that fight wasn't looking too great for Purdue's side there, being at a pretty significant ult disadvantage, but they've managed to even that out for the most part. RMU still is up 2 ults for the time being, so if they want to take this fight quickly, using those off the back of those 2 ults, that is an option for them. But they have to act fast because they are coming up on a nano.
This fight. This goes super low. It's an easy pick. Hopefully they focus that properly. And oh my god, the anti on Maga when he ulted, that's perfect. I think the honest swap is a great choice here.
Yes, it's definitely been doing a lot of work for them, even with the Kiri flop. So Purdue was able to win that with just a Kitsune Rush, despite RMU committing 2 ults. And they are coming up on a Barrage and Nana for this next fight. So Purdue is looking to hopefully, or seemingly cap this this point here. I can't show any bias, I think.
It almost feels like their manga's over a little bit, and they don't have enough support for him. So I think with the Barrage too, like if he overextends, you can just Barrage their backline, and we'll probably see that right now from the Pharah. Yeah, Barrage the backline.
Yes, but Carter Card is popping off and gets 2 picks.
Yeah. I mean, Maga's half. Our honest low. Venture's low. I mean, with the Nano Narissa, I mean, it could be anyone's fight here. Narissa's down now, and Army would definitely take this, and we're looking for one last fight for the round here.
Yeah, so despite Purdue having a pretty significant ult advantage, RMU was able to capitalize off some 2 massive picks from their Sojourn here.
Yeah, it looks like Purdue's only going to have Ursa ult this fight, and RMU's only going to have Sojourn ult, and I think the Ursa ult is definitely more valuable here, so as long as they're able to capitalize on that well, I think Purdue has a chance here. Just to make sure that focus the right targets here, and Ursa with a good flank. We'll see if that works out. Huge intro pick. I mean, we gotta go right in here. Let's see. Just Arissa's low. I mean, she got the nade off and the Suzu. She can walk into that. They have no Suzu. So Sojourn's low. Just Malcolm carry. It's a tank 2v2. Huge ult. Carries 1. Nice job. Venture's half. Oh, the Manga is really high health. It's gonna be hard for Arissa to hold this. All she can do is stall. Hopefully we can get someone else to touch point, but I don't think so. Army's gonna hold this point.
So Purdue was looking to potentially win that fight there, but they weren't able to get those kills in time, and eventually was able to get back with their ult and finish that fight out.
Yeah, I mean, you just need to, like, whenever they get a pick, they're just getting traded instantly.
I'm interested to see how Purdue adjusts their composition here on this point, considering this is a much stronger point for Venture and Mama, so they will need to make some adjustments here. I see they swap off the Ana onto the Lucio and onto a Reaper and Sojourn. So their comp is definitely a lot more brawly, just more suited for this point.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Reaper pick. I mean, it could be good against their Maga, but looks like they're swapping to Orisa, so...
Yeah, and interestingly, they get off the Lucio, so they don't have that speed boost. And they go on Juno, okay. Oh, it's just for the speed boost. So
Interesting.
they do
Alright,
not
so
have
that's off
speed
manga.
here, so it is going to be difficult for them to kite here. It's a lot more of a different take
Yeah.
different angles kind of
Purdue's slow
proposition.
to getting onto point. I mean, they're already kind of in the backseat of this fight already. Arissa's low, and like they need to back up and they need to regroup. Okay, looks like Arissa's got healed up pretty quickly. Venture seems overextended here. I mean, if they just focus Venture, it could be a free pick. Nope. Made it back on time. And their backline is very vulnerable. I can see a point coming in here. And Arissa's kind of leaving their backline by
The
themselves.
Soch gets a big
It
pick
seems
on
to
the
work,
Richer,
yeah.
which
A
opens up the
huge
fight
pick
for
on the
Purdue.
Lucio and Venture, yeah. Well, I guess it worked out. I mean, it's just a battle between whether the Arissa can find value before their backline gets out. And I guess it worked out in this fight.
Yes, and RMU is
Yeah,
forced
this should
to
be a pretty easy hold here.
reset and take this next fight here. We don't have any ults coming up. The soonest one, it seems to be the Kitsune Rush for both teams, potentially the Overclock, depending on how their Sojourns do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking to Alicia's pretty vulnerable here out of all of them. Arissa's already half. I mean, if they focus the Arissa here, they could probably get a pick off. Even though Ana's dead, I can see the Arissa dying here. Super low, great pick with Alicia. Venture's low too. Could go either way here. I think because Purdue's playing on defense, they could definitely win this. As long as they
Yeah, so although Purdue...
keep their Kiriko alive. No. Yeah, I mean, their Kiriko's one nice shot from Purdue. They can go for that Arissa. Just keep them off from their Sojourn. Just to play slow here. I think they should give them the point. Yep, just like that. Keep their Reaper alive and go in for a quick recontest. They have numbers. They're +1 right now. If they push in right now, but it looks like they're waiting and that they're gonna let RMU regroup, which I don't think is a good idea. But Sojourn's low. Reaper's trying to get a value, but doesn't seem to work out. Arissa's making nice space, but the Sojourn's weak. That ult's gonna do absolutely nothing, unfortunately. But it looks like the two man's gonna pick on Venture, and Arissa's left by herself and able to pick off the backline. Great job from Purdue. I think their Arissa is extending very aggressively, but it seemed to pay off with their healers and DPS following up.
This fight isn't looking too great for Purdue, unfortunately. They used 3 ults. They committed 3 ults that fight, and RMU is coming up on all 5 of theirs. So, and their Arissa is still coming back from spawn, so Purdue will want to ideally take this this fight a bit slowly and fall back. They probably have to give up point.
I mean, huge pick. Okay, traded Sojourns. With this Nano, they could probably hold this. I mean, oh, that backline's gonna die from that Venture ult, but good counter pick on the Venture. They're down 1, and if they can keep their Arissa alive, maybe they can stall, but it's tough. I mean, it's gonna be a hard hold for them.
Yeah, so Purdue does end up losing this fight, but they were able to somehow commit that, stall that point, and they're still stalling it with the Reaper Wraith.
Wow, this is great. Yeah, now they're in one fight territory.
So that was a very well played fight from Purdue. They only committed the Nano, and they got the Venture ult and the Kitsune Rush out of RMU. So even though they lose that fight, they get it. They kind of even out that ult blink and end up getting a lot of capture progress. So they'll only need around 1 fight to capture this point.
Yeah, I agree. I think that ult usage was great. That the percentage they got was basically them winning a fight, even though they ended up losing. But yeah, I mean, all we have is Blossom here, and there's a lot of ways they can counter Blossom. Most of the characters are mobile, and it's just going to be a war of attrition. Hopefully they can get a pick on that Lucio, which I see is half. The Reaper ult does not go well, but I mean, if they can keep the Arissa alive here and see what they can do. The Arissa's overextended, Army's overextended. No, too many ults, and they can justify that overextend. And yeah, Purdue.
So although Purdue loses that fight pretty quickly, you do have to note that RMU committed beat Terra Surge and Overclock that fight. Purdue is coming up on their Terra Surge and Kitsune Rush, and potentially, depending on how long the fight goes, they may come up on their Overclock, which gives them a pretty significant ult advantage compared to RMU's not being even close to anything, really.
Yeah, it looks like last fight coming in here, Purdue with ult advantage, like you said, and as long as they play it smart and use these ults correctly, this should be a pretty one-sided fight. I mean, they have 2 ults, they have versus Army at 0. Huge intro pick, just go in and ult here and this should be good. Huge Arissa ult here, Lucio's 1, nice job. You can focus on Arissa now, is already half by herself, awesome. And then the last 2 should be easy cleanup. And great fight conversion from Purdue. Well played.
Yeah, so I believe they're swapping on Tracer. I believe they're going to get the touch here. But the Lucio is not a great pick here with the RMU's composition, since they are running the Arissa, Venture, and what was Sojourn. They're not getting that much great value out of the speed, and Purdue was able to get a lot more value from that Ana with her sleep darts and anti-nades. So I'm curious to see how RMU makes an adjustments here.
Yeah, hopefully they notice that, without the Maga, the Lucio is not really justified in their comp as much, and hopefully they make that adjustment.
Yeah. So it looks like RMU is swapping back onto the Orisa, so we're gonna have an Orisa Kiriana mirror, but okay, maybe not. I'll give them some time to figure out their comps.
Genji is an interesting pick here. Honestly, I don't like the Genji pick because there's really no one on, at least if they were looking at last point, on their team that was super vulnerable to Genji. Also, like, really good peel with their comp. I mean, Orisa can charge back. They have Kiri, they have Lucio. I mean,
I think
I'm curious to see with Nanoblade, maybe it's value, but
my main issue with the
it's
Genji
interesting.
pick is that he would be diving or taking off angles on his own, unless the Kiri goes with him. Purdue opts to TP onto the point, so they immediately get point control while RMU tried to push
Yeah.
into Purdue's spawn.
Yeah,
But
especially
as
with
I
the
was
Stim, I mean, the Genji's going to be, like, not a great pick into this. It's unfortunate timing.
Yeah, as I was saying, the Genji pick is very odd considering they don't have the
Oh,
follow-up to
unlucky pick on Tafara here.
capitalize off Genji's pressure. But Farah does get hit by a pretty good javelin from
Yeah,
Overwatch gun here.
Arisa's overextended. Maybe they can capitalize on this. No,
Uh,
it looks like
yeah, Purdue
Alicia's
is down
down.
too,
Alicia's kind of in the
so
middle of nowhere. Wow.
it's a pretty clean and quick fight win off some very nice
Yeah.
javelins from RMU's Orisa.
I saw, yeah, their Arisa got a nice javelin onto the Fara, which allowed the intro pick and the snowball. So, I
And
mean,
she
as long as they
gets
don't,
and she gets 2 environmental kills.
yeah, wow. So I guess RMU tanked it might have made a difference in this fight, but I think if they keep playing like well, Purdue should win this because they have the oh, they swapped a Sojourn down to Symmetra, but still I think better than Genji.
Yes. So Purdue's Farah player is taking some very annoying off angles onto their backline. But
Yeah, I like this. It's
so
really good forcing them to back up.
as they are looking to take numerous angles onto RMU's.
Yeah, I mean, if you notice, like, their Purdue's Far tanking and those are Genji are getting more value than the Genji on the tank. And Purdue, great open pick on the Curie, trade with the Lucio, but more valuable for Purdue here. They Flex Healer alive. Oh, looks like Purdue's going down.
Yes, Purdue was able to take a lot of off angles and essentially surround RMU on the point, but they weren't able to get enough damage or capitalize off that damage taken. I believe
Yeah, I think they
that
need a little bit more pressure on the Orisa to stop. Help their own Orisa to push forward a little bit more.
I think Purdue would benefit a lot from having extra pressure on RMU's backline. Being able to follow up, such as taking off swapping of Sojourn and honestly going Tracer or Genji might be very beneficial, as they're able to follow up off damage that Far opens
Oh my
up.
god, huge
But
pick on the Far. I'm really, from the beginning, let's make about the Far. I mean, it's hard to get too much value off her, and clearly it's going to be an easy pick. Oh,
it's a bit of a
that's a
desperation
waste of an
ult from
Yeah.
Purdue's Orisa here. They're on
Yeah,
last fight
perhaps it's,
territory, but it's likely going to be a very scrappy fight as Purdue scrambles to touch point.
yeah, probably she ulted in kind of desperation to stop the ball.
Yes,
And try
Purdue
to
will
push
need a
forward.
very massive ult from anyone,
Huge pick on the Genji.
and they get a big
And
pick here,
Far
it's
ult.
opening up some opportunities. But is
Come
Purdue even going to
on,
be able to
if they
touch
can touch
point?
here, it's winnable. Soldier can touch.
Unfortunately
Not
not.
quite.
So RMU takes the first map in a pretty clean third point here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing enough coordination with Purdue's DPS. I feel like even though the Genji might have been a suboptimal pick, they definitely played it better. And for the I see the Purdue Pharah getting picked off first on each flight way too often. So
Yeah, so Purdue's Farrell is doing a lot of damage and harassing RMU's backline, but they didn't have enough follow-up opportunities with the Soj and Orisa poking out the RMU's front line while the Farrell was left a bit alone. They might have benefited from the Kiri or Ana taking a bit of an off angle with that Farah and supporting her, uh, essentially helping her follow up or helping follow up on damage created, or trying to land some big anti-nades onto the back line that opens up more opportunities for Farah or Sojourn to get a pick.
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think like either they fix their comp to work around the Pharah, or they try to swap the Pharah for something more reasonable. And I'm trying to think what would be a good swap. Um, Honestly, I'm not like I'm not opposed to the sim pick. I just feel like if they just were able to hold the turrets onto point better in that first fight, like that could have worked out better in their favor. But I guess once you lost the first fight, then sim's value diminishes a lot more in attack versus defense. So I can understand why they swapped back to Sojourn, but they definitely need a little bit more either damage or focus damage because somehow I feel like there was a bit of a DPS difference on both teams. I think that both Orisas were kind of doing their job well, and the healers were doing their best. But it's not necessarily a player game. I think it's just a character game, and they need to find the right heroes to pick here.
Yes, I believe Purdue's team composition did not have enough synergy there, or even I believe that they weren't playing it to its optimal potential. So it'll be interesting to see how they capitalize or what adjustments they make in this next map as they get the map pick, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing like a full dive here. Maybe they swap onto the Diva, they pull out a little Tracer and maybe a Tracer Sojourn. I've seen that work a lot in the past, and that's a comp I like to go with a lot myself. So maybe
Yeah,
that could work.
it'll largely depend on what map pick they take here as well. I don't know what map type is after control, so we'll hopefully be seeing shortly.
Yeah, I'm not sure myself either, but yeah, I'm trying to think what better swaps to from Pharah might be here. I mean, I'm not sure about the counter Genji. I don't think that's the right pick. I mean, a good counter to Genji would be good. I'm not sure if Reaper is the right choice. Junkrat is too vulnerable. I mean, Kree is not going to get value here, and so that's definitely a tough situation to be in.
Yeah,
To be honest, a counter venture might be good because think they're having a little bit difficulty on capitalizing with their backline focus. Like maybe their far was getting value on getting the backline low, but no one was there to capitalize on it. So like either swap the Sojourn for a Venture and or Tracer, and either go full on pressuring the backline, or swap the Pharah for something more DPS heavy. Um,
and another
like
thing to
maybe
note is that uh, Purdue is running Kiriana, which is a very fragile backline, and they don't have much to contest that venture, so they are able to freely get value and poke out that backline, especially because they were stuck in chokes for a long time, allowing Venture to not have to commit too many resources to try and contest either of them. They were able to just go and annoy both Ana and Kiri at the same time. So if Purdue wants to continue running that Ana Kiri backline, they might benefit from trying to either play further back and apart so that if Venture tries to contest one, they can't do both at the same time and they're able to peel for each other.
yeah, I think that's a good point. I mean, it seems like they're playing with their double healer and then their Sojourn kind of sticking as a group of three, and then their Orisa pushing forward with their far on flank. And somehow it's just their far is not getting value because their Sojourn is there protecting their healers. So um, they need to find a balance between protecting the healers or falling upon the Sojourn on the far damage. And I'm curious to see how they decide to do that.
Yeah. So it looks like RMU is taking a quick bio break, so we might be looking at the screen for another like 5 minutes or so. We'll see.
I think next game would be cool if we could try to see some POVs of
Yeah, I can
like
try that.
characters we think aren't working well. So maybe we'd be curious to see what the Ferris POV is like for the Orisa.
Yeah, I noticed I was not doing the best job of doing it overall POV.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea how
So
to do it myself. So
yeah, I'll try doing that next time.
Looks like we got Esperanza. I like this map. Definitely good for Orisa as well, so I might see that more often.
I think they actually will ideally be running some sort of diving map or diving comp here. Generally, in this current meta, I haven't been following it too closely, I'll admit, but uh, I expect in an ideal world they would be running something like the Hazard, Ball, or Monkey, or Diva. I also find that Queen is pretty popular on this map, so generally more fast-paced and aggressive comps tend to work better on this map.
Yeah, I myself opt for the Diva. I mean, I'm a Diva main, so I'm biased, but every time I play this map, I always go for the Diva.
Okay. Well, I'm not.
It'd be great to see that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with what either team is scrimming or running, so we'll find out shortly.
All right, looks like they're ready, so should be on our way shortly, and we're
Yep.
in. Nice.
Welcome to Esperanza. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
All right, I see the Orisa's being pulled out again. Could have seen that coming, but looks like they're opting for the Somber Life Weaver and completely different comp from the other side. Not only Ana is in common here, we got the Manga Kree Genji. I mean,
It's a
this
very
is gonna be an
interesting
interesting
composition
match.
from both sides. I don't really know what if the Orisa will be able to accomplish very much against that team comp. It's going to be very difficult for her.
Yeah, I definitely think the Manga is a better choice here, but I do see that with the Somber Farah, they're Ana Kiriko gonna have a tough time, especially their Ana on RMU side is gonna have a tough time surviving here.
Yeah, so I do know that Llama Heist considers himself to be a life leader specialist, so we'll see what we can do here and what value you can get.
Yeah. Yeah, causing a lot of value here, pressuring the Orisa. Armor's going for the flank. Hopefully she gets some value here.
So it looks like the FAR is
Slow,
trying to.
back up.
Yeah, their DPS
Yeah,
are
rush
trying to
that
get some
onto against
value
three.
against the RMU backline, but they're unable to get that space easily. As the FAR is getting pressured out before she can engage by the cast and the Ana.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Like, both DPS from Purdue's side is basically playing in their own backline for half the fight, and as soon as they walk out, the Kree punishes them. It's gonna be hard. I think.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for the Orisa to get much value into this composition, as she just gets pressured by the Malga, as he can just shoot her for free, and be essentially impossible to kill when he uses his E. So, I see they do swap off the FAR onto the Reaper, but while the backline is much more aggressive and wants to play fast, they do not have a speed boost or a really aggressive tank, so the DPS lineup does not really match with the rest of their composition. And RMU is able to cap the first checkpoint for free, as Purdue was unable to contest on time.
Summer got a huge pick though, and we have a Reaper now swap. Reaper's dead though. Orisa's gonna be a huge ult here. Maybe get some value. Ana's low. I mean, if they can capitalize on the Ana pick here, maybe they can get some value in. But without the Nano Manga, this is gonna be a bad choice. Great dive with the Manga. I mean, that's really smart to go for the healers in the back line. They're really just pushing back now, leaving the Orisa alone. That was really smart from Overwatch gun on Manga. I mean, I don't really know how you stop that. You just have to play more back and predict it, but it's tough.
Yeah, it seems like RMU is kind of committing a lot of the resources into the Malga here, as he is able to essentially go uncontested. The Kiriko is able to cleanse those any antis that hit the Malga, but they're able to get a quick pick with the Samo here.
Yeah, I really am not liking this Reaper pick, but the Somber is, I think, getting a lot of value.
Interestingly, the Orisa opts to go back into the cage, but quickly get melted by the Malga. So this is another
I'm
quick fight for the RMU team.
I'm getting a solid like 5 FPS on these like first person POV views, so it's hard for me to commentate.
Oh,
But
I'm sorry about
it
that.
looks like Army's doing pretty good here. Unfortunate for Purdue has a really right there, but hopefully
Yeah.
their Sombra can provide some value here. Okay, we've let the manga back up a bit. Huge EMP coming in. A great pick from Reaper. Great follow-up pick. I mean, Arisa's down, but they're up 1. They can follow up on this McCree. And they're Ana. I mean, they're all low here. You have to push in right now before they can heal up. Yep, great job from Sombra.
Yeah, so Purdue is able to get
That
those
Ana.
the staggers in, so while they are still going to get forward spawn, RMU is going to have to wait a bit longer to be able to get back into the fight. Purdue is going to have a pretty significant positional advantage this next fight if they take the high grounds. And they have a slight ult advantage. RMU does have 2 ults and they are coming up on the nano boost, but Purdue, they have 4 of their ults here coming up. I can see them potentially engaging with the Nano Blossom here, or just Naked Blossom as they get 1 pick onto the...
Great pick from Reaper, but immediately traded. McCree is low if they can follow up on that. If not, it's going to just be a 4v4 fight now.
They are able to get the Suzu out, so if the Ana is able to hit an anti or a nano onto the Orisa here, they're going to get him out.
Yep. Pick up the Ana here. I think this is a great push from Orisa, but the anti and without the follow-up, yeah.
Unfortunately, they are unable to follow up on that.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing you got to make sure you're in LOS of your Ana, so there was a good push at first, but once you pass through that corner and Ana can't see you and you get anti, you're immediately dead, so you can go cause for that a little bit. But yeah, RMU capitalized on that a little overextend and yeah, they won the fight.
So Purdue also ended up committing the majority of their ults there. Used Nano, Terra Surge, and the Death Blossom, but were unable to capitalize.
Oh, I like this swap onto D.Va. This is what I want to see.
The D.Va swap is good here, but they're going to need to play more different off angles here instead of shooting at the Magos. Unfortunately, they are unable to take angles and get a good dive going here.
They're just getting picked off 1 by 1. They need a full reset, and I mean, a well-played D.Va here can definitely climb the manga, but it's you need to be really careful because if you're in a situation like this, well, trapped with 1v1, you're gonna die. And,
yeah. So Purdue was unable to get the proper opportunity to essentially set up for their dive there, so they were forced to frontline as D.Va against the Maga, which is, in theory, maybe decent, but it's going to be not a fight that you're going to win. And RMU is going to take a very convincing victory on Esperanza here as they cap completely. And they're saying good like match, so it seems like
may have been really denying a lot of the 30 DPS, and the manga was just undefeatable here. Like, there was just not enough contestation against him.
So it seems like it may have been a best of 3, since they are saying good match already. So I'm wondering if that is the end of this match.
It's unfortunate to see if Purdue's lost, but hopefully it's best of 5 and we get 1 more.
We'll see if Purdue can pull off the reverse sweep here, if it is a best of 5. I'll have to check the NECC.
I know at least for varsity it's best of 5. I'm not sure if that's the case for all games.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's leaving yet. They're probably still picking another map. It might be best of 5.
Oh, they said good map, not good match. Okay, it is a best of 5. I'm looking at their server at the moment. So Purdue will have the opportunity to bring this back, or at least make it not a sweep. So we'll see what kind of adjustments they make in this coming map.
Yeah, I don't know. There needs to be some pushback against their manga, and he's just getting infinite value, and there's no really way of punishing him. I mean, the Sombra was a good choice. Get some good hacks there, and they have an Ana to anti, but I really wasn't seeing those abilities being used well enough to counter the manga, and yeah, they were getting crushed.
Yeah, I think ideally here they may want to commit to a comp here because they were on that Orisa for almost the majority of the map, which didn't synergize with that DPS that DPS lineup. If they're going to run the D.Va, Sombra, and Reaper, I believe, which is what they were doing at the end there, they might want to go for a more aggressive playstyle where they set up for dives, taking different angles, and go for the backline, where the Mauga is rendered mostly helpless. He can peel for the backline with his E somewhat, but otherwise he is mostly at the mercy, or his backline is mostly at the mercy, especially because they were running Carry Ana, which is more vulnerable. to dives.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough. I feel like, uh, yeah, Overwatch gun on Maga. He's really playing it well, and he's getting plenty of support from their healers, and
And he's
they're gonna
essentially
have
able
to
to
find.
just live forever with by shooting the big hitbox tank as using that cardiac overdrive, he's able to heal up any damage that he takes quickly by just dealing massive damage to the Orisa or the Diva. Uh, as his supports are uncontested, they're able to just pump heals and exert pressure as well for
Yeah, I mean,
free.
when you're playing against a Maga, you need to make sure you're keeping enough space so he can't just charge into you. And I feel like Purdue just needs to take a step back and play a little bit more safe. I mean, the thing is, if when you swap to Diva, like if you're gonna play that dive, you have to really commit to it. And I'm not sure if it's working. So I think their best option here is maybe going back in Orisa or trying some other defensive comp and really playing their positioning a lot better so they can prioritize on getting slow picks as opposed to just getting just jumped on by the Maga. And there's not really nothing you can do once he's in like punching range of you.
So
So I
there
mean, King's
seems like
Row
the map
here
pick
is
here is King's Row, so it's dive is actually pretty decent on this map. But they will need to make use of those high grounds out of reach of that Melga, um, and just set up pressure from different angles. Uh, or one idea is if you're going to run that brawl, obviously Ryan is not in the best state right now, and neither is Ramatra. So you may get some. Purdue may want to run the Zarya or the Queen here. We'll see what they do.
I think Zarya is a great pick here, especially knowing how oppressive their manga is being. Like, you're definitely gonna get some good charge, and I think that's definitely the play that they have to make here.
Yeah,
Um,
but we'll soon
and
find out.
it's good at least on this map. You know, maybe manga is strong, but if you're able to play your angles well, like it'll be really impressive against their manga to be hitting him from high ground and low ground. And yeah, they have two routes here. It's the Zarya route, or it's the surround him from all angles with flankers.
Yeah, and we'll see quickly or shortly what they do.
Ready for battle.
So, like I suggested, they are actually running that Zarya here, while RMU is running a very curious composition. If they do roll out with that Iati and BAP, they are going for a heavy poke composition. Uh, okay, they are really committing to it, but interestingly, they're sticking seems with the Ramadra, who is actually very bad right now. So this may be an opportunity for Purdue to bring this match back.
I mean, honestly, I think this is a really big brain move from RMU because they know that Purdue's expecting the manga, and I think they predicted the Zarya pick, but now they're swapping to complete poke comp, and I think they're going to be able to deny any sort of counter brawl comp here, and it might honestly be like a really smart choice from RMU. I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but if they really think that far ahead, this could be a great choice for them.
So it seems like Kingling was just going for an opening pick there on the Widow, as they immediately swap to the Genji.
Yeah,
But
yeah, honestly, really aggressive here.
Purdue is
They're
quickly
really
forced to give
gonna,
up a lot of space. But
yeah, and since Zarya's only half charge here, I mean, I think it's clear that they might have expected the Zarya pick, and I mean, Ramacha's doing a great job denying space from their Sojourn, and I mean, but Purdue's held them back so far. I mean, this is good. They haven't been able to push through the defenses, and looks
seems
like they're going
like
high ground. They're
Army
going
is
for a flank here.
rotating to that high ground, although without a speed boost, I don't know if they'll be able to.
Oh, Ramacha's
Okay,
made the
their
jump.
Ramatra
Yeah, I
is
think they're going
because
for high
that slight
ground.
speed boost he gets
Oh,
from this shift.
yeah. If Purdue is not able to get counter the high ground, it's going to be tough here. But Sojourn with a huge pick, Revolve, great job. I mean, this is definitely going to stop their push and dead in its tracks. Yeah, now even without the high ground advantage, they should be able to hold us off with a +1 player advantage.
However, it is important to note that RMU is able to mostly bunker up here and just wait for that Genji to get back. And they are able to get that pick
Ooh.
here.
Yeah, Sojourn's not in a great spot there. Should have backed up behind the arc. But huge pick from Genji, immediately traded. And yeah, Purdue's down 1, and I'm not sure if touching here is a possibility. If they can stall just long enough, it might be, but I think it's better they just get this point off and try to go for the next one.
Yeah, so Purdue was unable to capitalize off that opening pick because RMU was just able to bunker down on that high ground there and shoot for free at Purdue due to Purdue's lack of verticality outside of the Genji and Sojourn. But That'd be borderline inting for them to go individually on against those 4 people.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough from Purdue. I mean, Desari is definitely better on this point. It'd be harder for them to out-angle Purdue here because there's less high ground, especially at this choke. So hopefully they can take advantage of this. I mean, I like the Ana positioning. Zarya is really close by herself. That is a huge likelihood for ult. Definitely get the Zarya alive. Big trade in the Ana for the Genji. I think it's gonna be tough. If they can keep the Zarya alive here, Purdue can definitely take advantage. Huge pick from Zarya. And Overwatch was definitely overextended there, and I think they should be able to clean this up without using any other ults, hopefully. Um,
So
it looks
Army,
like they're not
being
gonna use
despite
any
being
ults.
close to the blade, they swapped off that Genji onto the Venture, um, which will be actually very good into this Purdue composition as they're able to make use of these more enclosed lanes on King's Row and get that big pressure onto Purdue's backline, especially if they are caught out of position. But Purdue does have a big ult advantage here. They're coming up on their Nano Blade,
Oh, it's a
and
pretty decent grab. I mean, oh, that might have been a premature Genji ult. There was no one there to support him.
yeah,
Yeah, and Purdue's gonna get cleaned up here.
and Purdue does decide
And I'm
to
not sure
commit the
about that
Nano to
Nano.
this point, to this fight.
I mean, maybe if you can get the Venture here, but no.
Yeah, so it's admittedly a
That's
little
really
bit of a
bad for Purdue.
greedy Nano. Purdue uses 4 ults that fight, uh,
Yeah.
while Army only has
Problem
to
there is
commit that Captive
Purdue
Sun.
goes and commits with his Zarya ult, and they didn't have the support there to push up on it. Genji solo bladed it, and no one was there with them. No bubble to support, no nano or anything, and everyone one by one not supporting each other. And just
Yes, Army was able to get a lot of value out of that Captive Sun as it shut down that Genji Blade quickly, and the rest of the team was able to focus that overclock, making it difficult for him to get value.
yeah, this is gonna be tough. I mean, Zarya's dead. There's not enough damage there to keep that Armach from walking forward, and another easy cap from RMU.
And they're able to get a lot of
What do
value out
you
of that
think?
window
Maybe
as they
instead of
pressure.
Genji, they should swap to something that's more pressing towards Armatra. Lucky for a good save there. It's gonna be tough for Purdue to win this.
Yeah, I don't believe Ramatra is necessarily the issue here either. To be completely honest, I think it's just that RMU is able to get more value out of their ultimates and their angles here.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, even with the Life Hero ult up, they're still holding Purdue back, and Genji gets picked off. I mean, there's just way more team cohesion I think I'm seeing for this side. The Kudos on the right side completely by themselves. Easy pick off for RMU, and this is just a cleanup at this point.
And RMU is able to get a pretty fast cap there with over 3 minutes left in the time bank as they full cap King's Row. So Purdue will need to make some
Yeah.
very big adjustments here if they want to stay in this match.
Yeah, to be honest, like I think Army is just working better as a team. I mean, they're not overextending as much, and they're noticing when people are split off from the rest of the team on Purdue, and they're capitalizing on it. And unless make some swaps here on Purdue side to keep their DPS and Ramatcha back from like extending and destroying their backline, I mean, this is gonna be tough. Um, I
Yeah,
think
the
they just
heartbreaker
really
was
need a top
that
swap.
that heartbreaker was that point that one fight on second point where Purdue was committed for their ults and wasn't able to really get much value out of it. I see here they're sort of running a more aggressive composition with the dive, uh, which
Yeah,
is
I mean, I like
interesting.
at least they're swapping it up because I mean, clearly what they're currently doing is not working. I mean, we'll see if this provides value. I'm a little hesitant with the Life Weaver
Yeah, I was about to mention
combined with
that.
the Monkey Monkey Tracer. I mean, you definitely need something like a Kiriko or someone who can kind of stay with them closer and heal them up a lot quicker.
Yeah, they would benefit
But
a lot from having an Ana instead of that Life Weaver, as she's able to hit anti-nades that the Monkey and the Tracer would be able to follow up on, not to mention that Monkey is one of the best targets for a Nano Boost. So we'll see what they aim to do here with that Life Weaver
yeah,
pick.
I agree. I think Ana's a better pick, but I think this is a pretty good comp. Besides that, to ignore the Orisa and kind of focus on their backline with Baptiste Life Weaver, I mean, it's a pretty good target for the dive to focus on.
Yeah, so the Tracer
Um,
and the Monkey... Tracer is going to try and stage for a dive here, going towards that high ground.
yeah, I mean,
And they...
this is really great. I mean, huge push up here. I think Monkey's clearly getting a lot of value. As long as they can push up on this backline here,
Oh,
I think they
but...
shouldn't have stopped to break that anymore.
Yeah, but
Oh,
unfortunately, the Venture does DC, so we will be pausing this match here.
That's unfortunate. I mean, what I was gonna say is that they had a really great high there. They should have just gone straight in instead of stopping to break the inward that was not even protecting the other team. Um,
Yes,
but
but they this does give admittedly give an advantage to the to Purdue here, as RMU will be down one, but it is important their tracer will need to be healed up before they're able to commit and pressure their Soj and their BAP here. Especially considering the monkey is out of his bubble.
yeah, I mean,
But
they're gonna take advantage of the DC. They gotta push in right now. Monkey makes it to the high ground. Wow, that was a pretty good jump.
yes, and they're able to get that pick off
On
onto the
Baptiste.
BAP.
Yeah, you can get the Sojourn here. I think they probably can. That was a great dive from their part. Well played.
Yeah, so they are able to capitalize off that DC from RMU here. Although it seems like they may be considering going for a recontest, but they will need to heal up with the support of only the Life Weaver. Ursa does commit
I think it's a
with
good recon touch.
both of her defensive
Focuses
cooldowns
here,
though.
it's a good dive, and Rista's kind of stuck by herself, and Life Weavers are back, and yeah, I think they're gonna let them cap this now.
So Purdue able to get a decently quick cap here off first point, based off the back of that DC. And a very solid dive from the monkey on the Tracer as well.
Yeah, I think this change of pace with the dive is really putting Army for a loop here, and as long as they keep playing it well, this could work well. Eliminator with a great pick on the Venture. Yeah, I think they can really take advantage of this now. I like the McCree getting a lot of value, I can see here. And yeah, the monkey's putting a lot of pressure on their back line. Huge ult from McCree. Monkey dies, but still holdable. I mean, they're definitely... Army's not pushing forward, so they should be able to push this. I think Army will try to go for a fast recontest while Monkey's still dead.
Yes,
Let's see if
Purdue
they
will
do that or not.
try and back off a little bit here, but their monkey is coming back soon. I can hear him right behind me right now. And Purdue will have the ult advantage this fight, at least for a short moment. Actually, not really. Not bad. They go for a very aggressive tree here, but Resolve gets a massive pulse here.
Pulse bomb from Revolve. Oh my god, that was a great choice. Baptiste dead. I mean, this is still even somehow, but definitely winnable. Oh, Orissa's one. Come on, we have to kill that. Oh, that's a good ult from Orissa.
The monkey is unfortunately unable to cap that out with a big Terra Surge from the Orissa. So,
wow,
unfortunately...
Pulse from Tracer, but the backline just crumbled immediately after.
Yeah, Purdue was unable to cap out that massive 3k from Resolve. And they will have the beat and the primal available. They may opt for an aggressive beat here, as they don't really have to save it for much other than maybe the overclock.
Yeah, even though they lost that, the ults are still there. I mean, if Monkey jumps in right now and has primal, I mean, with the beat, I think he should go in right now. There we go. Come on.
So the monkey is exerting a lot of pressure here, and the Orisa is a bit isolated.
Yeah, go play really aggressive. The top's low. Oh wow, monkey's getting beamed down, but with the can we get the beat in? Huge pull from Lifeweaver, saving his life there. Oh, great pick from McCree. And this should be a good cleanup. Yeah, Army was not playing their position well there. They were a little too close. They should have tracked the monkey at ult there and probably stayed out of his jump range, but well played from Purdue.
So Purdue is able to get a nice fight win there, pretty cleanly. But RMB does have the ult advantage here. They have the overclock, I keep forgetting what Venture's ult is called, but they have that, and the window from the Baptiste. So Purdue may want to opt for a dry fight here once they get an opening pick, and force RMU to commit ults while they save up their ult bank. Especially as Flaminator gets picked off.
There. That was unfortunate. We're gonna have to just back up here, to be honest. I don't think they have anything to do. So I just regroup.
So unfortunately, Purdue was unable to get any ults out of RMU, so they're able to just sit on that ult bank. But this does allow for Purdue to catch up somewhat as they set up for this next fight here.
Yeah, I see Orisa. Oh wow, yeah, Monkey got beamed, and this will be an easy cleanup for RMU.
Yeah, so unfortunately...
I think Monkey is going to be a lot harder to play on this part of the map without as much angles to kind of go around, and I think a swap is needed.
Yes, I agree there. I believe, honestly, a Zarya pick may be very beneficial for him here.
Yeah, I agree. Zarya would be good here. It's harder to justify the dive now that we're on this third point of King's Row. And wow, it just
Yeah.
beamed down by Orisa, and they're gonna push in here. Let's see if they use ult. They probably don't need to.
Yeah, so RMU commits the window here, and Purdue was unable to properly kite that, but they are, again, building up their ultimate advantage, as they have 4 ults against RMU's 3, so we'll see what they opt to engage with here. They may go engage with Beat, which, right as I said, I think of it.
A little bit of an early beat. I mean, I think Army will be able to hold this off and just counter ult here. Yeah, they really didn't get any value out of that. And Monkey's a bit out in the open with no support. Their backline is gonna get dived with the Orisa ult. Here goes low, but Monkey's really overextended. This is really not great play from Purdue.
Yeah, and Orisa gets a massive Terra Surge. So it seems like they were not quite set up to capitalize off that beat and dive in time.
It was just a premature beat. You don't want to beat and then go into a fight. You know, they can just delay your push into and then...
Yeah, unfortunately Purdue's DPS weren't quite set up to capitalize and go aggressively onto Army's backline. So they were stuck trying to get to them as they cut it away.
Yeah, you want to push in first to get a little low, like maybe cause Arm to overextend and then beat and kind of catch him off guard. But let's see what they do at this point. I think this is already a great swap. Clearly getting a lot of charge here.
Saying they opt to
will definitely help them.
They opt to tree on cart here, but they need to swap or kite it out.
They pushed out of the Lifeweaver radius. I mean, they can really go back in here. I think Zarya has enough charge for this to fight down the Orisa. And look, yeah, the Orisa's backing off. They're really low. Tracer gets picked off. That's really unfortunate. They're so low there. I mean, if they can just kind of capitalize on this.
Yeah, Sakiri is one shot, but is unable. They are unable to capitalize off that, and the Lifeweaver gets picked off. So, unless Purdue is able to get a trade out here quickly, they're probably going to need to reset.
Lucio's gonna die here. I mean, it's unfortunate. It was just poorly timed. I mean, it was really well pressure being made, but just last second they were not able to make those picks and play positioning well enough to capitalize. And they really just need a quick reset. And if they don't push right now, they're looking towards a loss or a draw if they get it by overtime. So
yeah,
it's now or never. I think they should go in like right now, commit everything. They almost have blade. I mean,
oh, already messes up their window. That gives them a big opportunity for
huge
Purdue.
Mistake. I mean, they need to go right now. Trade. Huge pick from Revolve. I mean, this blade.
This is a massive blade from Flaminator, as he is able to overcome this massive ult advantage from Purdue. And
this, I don't think it's enough to get it past overtime. I mean, you really need to keep the spawn stopped and. Yeah,
this will definitely be going into overtime, so Purdue will need to fight for a draw. As Army goes onto the ball to contest, interestingly. But Purdue have a massive ult bank here, they're coming up on 4 ultimates. So as long as they're able to stay alive for a little bit and build this ultimate up.
Yeah, Purdue now fighting for a draw. Good beat. I mean, if they can capitalize on the backline, great pick. Just focus on the on in the back. It's a huge grab. Nice, nice, nice. Don't see dying. Huge job. And yeah, that's unfortunate. It's overtime now. They're fighting for a draw, but just
they'll need to.
The ball here.
They're unable to get him quickly though, so RMU may be able to get those respawns in time.
Yeah, now they're able to convert, and
but yeah, Purdue is able to cap off that. Unfortunately, it's in overtime, so they'll be needing to fight for a draw here.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate.
However, if they do get the draw, it maybe give them an opportunity to fight for another map win afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough on defense. Like, any one person gets picked off, and your entire game is over. So they're really going to play safe here. I feel like they're going to try to go for the Zarya again, but I think we're going to see RMU pull out the same comp they started off with their mantra. And I mean, let's see what they end up choosing. But that's what I would do if I was in their position.
So it seems like they're opting for the Hazard, which is interesting.
Yeah. Interesting choice, but Purdue does go for the Zarya, and with Torbjorn, it's an interesting choice here. I mean, really, they're really just pulling out interesting choices here for their.
Yes, they're running a very.
Trying to pull their enemies off guard.
Yes, they're running a very defensive comp. However, that does mean that they may have to give us space more readily, as they don't quite have that aggression. So Zarya will need to play very far back, for the most part. Actually, does not have the speed to really catch up. The Zarya pick is going to maybe be some troublesome for Purdue here, as imagine Kindling is just going for an opening pick here, but
Yeah, let's see if Widow can get any value, but
uh, the Torb does almost get the pick there,
yeah, I think Widow's just gonna swap here.
and they go to the
Switch off to
Venture.
Venture, yeah. I don't know. I mean, with Zarya playing really defensive here, it's gonna be hard to get charged, but they have to play defensive. There's any one pick, and it looks like Army's already getting on the high ground uncontested. If they're able to get out of this window and onto back high ground, it's gonna be tough. But Soldier's doing a good job of pressuring them.
Yes, but they do.
Hazard's low.
The Hazard is forced to use the.
You pick up the Ana. Their Ana's really overextended. I mean, they're able to hold back enough and keep Army back, but it's gonna be tough. If any one person gets picked off, yeah, that's just.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
seems like
that
the Hazard
can't
was
stay
unable.
there.
They were unable to force the Hazard out of the high ground quickly enough, and he's able to just get 2 picks for free.
Yeah, this is gonna be hard for Zarya to hold. I mean, Hazard blocking out the sideline to the healer is a smart play, and Zarya's 100% dead there.
Yeah,
You just
so
can't stay in that small passageway when you know Hazard's up there with you. That's just tough.
yeah, so Hazard RMU does quickly cap that first point and win the match,
Play of the game.
and they take it 3-0.
Yeah, unfortunate to see. Great job from Revolve. I think the Sojourner was working well, but
Yeah, unfortunately, Purdue was
Wow.
unable to get that timing correct. I think ideally, if I'm going to give some feedback as a biased Purdue student, I would say probably work on that team coordination and timing, because the ult usage I think was a little disorganized, so Purdue was able to get really good value out of them. Uh, I keep I'm still remembering that first round second point defense where Purdue committed 4 ults and was unable to win the fight despite Armu only having access to that captive stun.
yeah, definitely was a team coordination aspect here, and I think it's just really a game of just like tank pick and counter picks here. I mean, just that last point there, like the Zarya, I definitely predicted that they were going to go with that, but I not necessarily think that was the best option. Um, I mean, it's just hard. Like you pick Zarya, like if they go Amaga, if they go a Ramatra, maybe it'll work. But they went with the Hazard, and it's a great counter pick because there's not much you can do once they do that, and that's really tough. So it really is a game of picks and counter picks, and I guess they just went the wrong way for Purdue. But definitely think in the future they can
Yeah,
follow
I
the same
definitely see a
tactics.
lot of potential for Purdue to bring this season back. It's only the week 1 match, so I think if they make some adjustments, they can really do well against other teams.
For sure.
All right, well that's it for this. So if
Yeah.
anyone was watching this
Thanks
stream,
for
thank you.
and thanks Cadenza for co-commentating.